April, everyone. It's Juanita again with my monthly message. And April is International Black Women's Month. And so I had never heard of this month until actually like earlier this year. It started in Atlanta back in 2016 as a way to lift up the voices of women of the African diaspora. So whether you're Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Latina, Afro-German, whatever it is, in some connection to the diaspora, this is our month to lift up our voices and be proud about our identities and why we are saying the things that we need to say and doing the things we need to do. And so the question I have for everyone this month is, how are you lifting up your voices? And why are you lifting up your voices? And I think about what we have going on now in the month of April. By this time, we should know, right? If we have our first Black woman on the Supreme Court, which would be a huge success and monumental moment, and hopefully the first of many to come. And then I'm just thinking about the work that we're doing at Community Voices Heard, and how we are very clear about centering the voices of Black women and other women of color in our policy making and our decision making and our power building. So you've been hearing a lot about our Follow Black Women project, and I'm happy to report we have finished doing our surveys, and we are going to be releasing our results at Black and Puerto Rican Caucus Weekend, April 8th through the 10th. We'll be doing a workshop on the Saturday, the 9th, and it is an opportunity to show what we learned over the past couple of years from our surveying project and the issues that have been coming up from Black women across the state around issues that are important to them and ways that they want to engage politically, how they've engaged politically, and what are they wanting to see happen next in our lives and in our state that centers their voices. And I couldn't think of anything better way to celebrate International Black Women's History Month by being able to release those survey results and being able to have the beginning of many conversations with other Black women around what we found and how we want to take this to the next level. So I'm hoping that all of you will be able to join us in Albany on April 9th, on that Saturday, to be able to hear those results and then help plot a way forward for us to talk deeper and even more about the next steps around what we learned. And then on April 6th, as part of our voter education series, we're going to be talking about Black women's health. And funny enough, that was one of the issues that came up the most in our survey. And so we're going to have a panel made up of experts around health, right? Those who are directly impacted by Black infant maternity health, or those that are fighting, invisible disabilities. And then some interesting campaigns that are happening right now in the state to be able to lift up the voices around healthcare and the impacts on Black women and the connection to policy and people being elected. So I hope you'll be able to join us for that event as well, which will be on April 6th. And we're going to be sending out more information about it and links for people to register and be a part of these deep conversations. And, lastly, wanting to invite you to become members of Community Voices Heard. We're the largest Black-led, member-led, multiracial organization in New York State. And we're doing the work that is necessary to transform communities and lives across the state. And the way that we're able to do that is by building up our power. And we have organized people and organized money. And becoming a member is a way of starting to build that power to see the kind of changes we want to see in our communities. So I'm inviting you to become a member of Community Voices Heard, $72 a year, to be able to have access to trainings and decision-making around campaigns, and to be able to meet with decision makers to say what you want to have said. And those are the ways, or the beginning of ways, to be able to lift up our voices even more. And the way that I know that I would love to see how those voices are heard and that are seen is in the policies, right? In the listening to those who are directly impacted, by the implementation of those policies, and being held accountable by those that are directly impacted. So as you think about April and ways of celebrating International Black Women's History Month, think about how you want to lift up your voice and what you're lifting it up for, and how you know when that voice is truly being heard. So I invite you to be a part of Community Voices Heard, to continue to lift up your voices. Have a happy April.